Hello, welcome to Land of Kakiak. My name is Laurel. Today I'm going to give you an update on my 8th graders curriculum. Okay, it's coming up to the end of September. I think we technically started school. It looks like August 16th was our first day. So I think we've been at this about 6 weeks. But we school year round, so I'm always just kind of going. So I was just going to quickly go over his notebook. We kind of center our homeschool around notebooking, and the Robinson curriculum was the inspiration for how I organized this notebook. He's on level 6, so for me this is probably as RC pure as I will get, even though you'll see I'm not really RC pure. He's also taking a few classes at co-op, so he has a little co-op binder that I just keep in his backpack. Honestly, the greatest challenge I'm having this year is co-op, and it's more of an organizational issue. It's not that anything is like too difficult that he's doing. It is, just something new. I had another mom, because I'm teaching a writing class at that co-op as well. I had another mom tell me with her son, who is probably close to Everett's age. He might be a freshman. He's like 8th or 9th grade, I think, too. But yeah, that they were also having a difficult transition into adding co-op. So I don't know if anybody else is going through that. I do feel like it's getting better, but we just had our 4th week. This upcoming week will be our 5th week, and it's kind of been turbulent this entire time. And it has me thinking about what classes I would choose to utilize co-op for in the future. Yeah, we'll just leave it there for now. Okay, if you're interested in what co-op classes he is taking, I'll talk a little bit about that at the very end. But let's just go over his core subjects. So again, go over what our structure for a day is. We have morning time where we do any type of family subjects. So for us, that is Bible, and right now it's history. We're doing history. And Bible, we are just reading, doing the Bible recap and using their reading plans. We read a couple chapters every day, and then I use the Bible recap study guide, and we go over those questions, and we watch the YouTube channel, the videos for the day. I've talked about that a ton, so I won't go. We'll just leave it there, but we love it. Really simple to implement. I'll link what Bible he uses down below too, in case you're interested. Okay, for him, for history, right, everybody, we're still using the Good and the Beautiful. This is year 3, and we do use the individualized notebooking pages. They have them separated out into groups by grade. So he does those notebooking pages, and then whenever he does those, he just gives them back to me, and I'm holding on to them in a file. So it's no extra paper clutter or anything to add to his notebook for that subject right now. I've talked about this before. I know that's a very non-RC thing to do, to add on a whole separate history curriculum. The Robinson curriculum, you don't have to do it that way. It's just a personal choice, and I like the family time together. I think it's beneficial to the reading comprehension. Yeah, I do the read alouds. We do the lessons together. There's a lot of talking. There's a lot of stopping to look things up, and I just think it's beneficial for everybody. Really on a literacy level. Yeah, just feeding that background knowledge, and I really like the games that come along with it. I think that's beneficial for memorizing history facts. So yeah, I just really like it. I don't think it's too much. I think it's just right for what I want to do in our homeschool. Okay, so then the unofficial RC notebook level 6. So every day he's got a cover. He's got math page, right? Math. He is using IXL.com, and that's, you can do all their subjects on there, but we just use it just for the math. It seems to be working well for him. He does minimum 200 questions a day. That's why his pages are always blank. He just writes down what skill he was practicing, how many he did, how many he got wrong, and I just check it. Usually at the end of the week, I go in on the parent side, and I can see his activity for each day. And then at the end of every week, I will run a diagnostic report that tells me, so I can see his numbers. I can see he is progressing and that he is mastered. It's more of a mastery approach, right? He just it gives him more and more of the same skill to practice until he has it mastered. So I like that. I really needed math to be independent from me because there's just only so much of me to go around. And so for us, like, we tried several different curriculums, and that was the best one so far for him. Like, once it's something that he could do, he's drawn to it, he likes it. There's videos embedded in it, so he has a hard time with a problem. There's a video he can watch to walk him through it. So I'm just letting him go at his own pace and keep working through that. I just check to make sure he's progressing, like on a weekly basis, basically. So after math, he does reading. This is his reading journal page. So you can take notes. He's supposed to summarize at the end. He is currently reading Gulliver's, why can I never say this? Gulliver's Travels. He's just reading along in the Easy Peasy Reader. So since that book is on the RC list, but it's in an Easy Peasy Reader, I'm having him read it there. He is following along with her questions as well. There's always some kind of reading activity that goes along with it. Like she teaches them things as they read those in the Easy Peasy Readers. Like, so like this one, there was a focus on teaching them themes. She let them know ahead of time what the themes of the books were, and he's supposed to be looking for those themes, like evidence of that. And so I talked about that a little bit in a recent planning video, but he is reading along on this, really liking it. Because I do add on extra subjects and we're not RC pure, I am not sticking to the 1 hour, to the one whole full hour reading rule. I just have him when he's reading. I might do that when he's reading just a book, but when he's reading the Easy Peasy Readers and they're broken out into lessons, I just let him read one lesson a day. And he's reading other things throughout the day and listening to read alouds and getting more, right? So I don't think it's necessary for him to read for an entire hour straight if he, every single day necessarily. So that's just something I'm modifying. Then there is a vocabulary page. I have him just do 3 of his vocabulary words. If he is reading an RC book, we can use just the RC vocabulary list that go with each book. Otherwise, if I'm reading off-list books or lately, I feel like he just likes this workbook. We've been using the Vocabulary Builder workbook. It says it's 1,400 must-know words. So it starts out, so we've got, like I've talked about this recently, but so it's gonna have little groups of words. I think they all have like 6 or 7, each little list, 6 or 7 vocabulary words in each lesson. So we did the prefix, is it eponymous parts of speech from antiquity, like things named after people, words that come from names. Part 1, part 2, words from French, compound words and phrases from French, words from German, words from with an Italian origin, words from India, words, traveling words, misleading words. There's all type, religious words, musical words, time periods, meanings. So there's just a whole bunch of little vocabulary lists in here. There's a whole mess of them that had, she said, prefixes and roots. Anyway, so there's just tons. It has an answer key in the back, but I just have him focus on 3 a day. We have a specific, consistent assignment. So he does 3 a day, and then there's also like an activity. And so when he gets to the day, he's done all the words on the list, he's done what I wanted him to do with them. He just does the activity that's in the workbook, but I have him do it in his notebook. That way I could reuse the workbook for the next kid. Anyway, so he's working through that. Then there's his writing. So I formatted this to say daily essay, because that's what the Robinson curriculum wants you to do, is write every day, basically an essay every day. But he's been working through Writing and Rhetoric Book 5, Refutation and Confirmation. Now he is, let's see, where's his most recent one? There's a lot of things in there that are, exercises, like you have a little piece of writing that you're reading, and then there's all types of exercises. So he does whatever those writing exercises are. And I do have him, set a timer for an hour, just work for an hour on that writing. And then my plan was to get that done before the end of the summer before starting co-op, because we are doing a separate writing class in co-op, but didn't quite get done. I was going to show you, he just turned in a refutation to me, and I had him type it up. I was like final papers typed up for that practice, and he likes typing them up, and I graded it, and I just staple it back in for that day. He did a refutation of Pirate Woman by Frank R. Stockton. So he's almost done with that one. And then it goes back to math. So he's got math, book notes and journaling from whatever his individual reading is, vocabulary, either based off the book he's reading or off that workbook, and then daily writing. I've been having him apply writing and rhetoric to that writing section. It's teaching him how to write different types of essays, right? So I figure it's still in the RC line of thinking. So what is coming up is he's almost done. He's only got this much left of his writing and rhetoric. And so I'm like, okay, but he also is doing intermediate writing with me at co-op. This is mine, but it's basically the same thing I made. And I made a notebook. I'm teaching my class this writing method from the Write Journey. So it's not like an open and go curriculum. It's handbooks. So it's a method. But like once you teach your kid that method, they can just always use that method for writing an essay. Like I'm teaching both paragraphs, starting at the paragraph, and we're moving into the multi-paragraph. And so, we are using my little notebook that I made to be a companion to those two handbooks over the course of a school year. And I think I had a plan. I think it was it 28 weeks or something, whatever my syllabus. I think it's 24. I have 24 lessons planned for in here. But to get through that and teach the kids that writing method, and it's like a 4-step writing method. And then we're going to, we're learning all the little parts and then practicing it with a couple of papers over this course of the year. Okay, when he is done with writing and rhetoric book 5, I think there will become a point with the Write Journey, the intermediate writing that he's taking with me at co-op, that he is writing every day. But I think there will be quite a bit of time where it won't require daily writing to meet the homework that I have set. And so I do think I am going to go ahead and start him onto Writing and Rhetoric book 6. And that is Commonplace. Is this one? So I think I'm going to start out, I'm going to combine it with the easy grammar. I'm going to have him do a little warm up every day with his easy grammar, and then do this whenever he's done with his co-op homework. He will just do this. So for co-op homework, I am trying to get him to finish that. His co-op's on Thursday. I would actually like him to just get it all done before the weekend is over, to be honest. We've been having, as part of our rough transition, I was trying to let him just space out his homework assignments throughout the week as long as it was done before the following Thursday. And he is struggling with this. We are struggling. Did you do your co-op homework? Yes, Mom. Yeah, it's not done. And I don't think a lot of it's intentional. I think the farther he gets away from the day it was assigned, he just forgets. He thinks he's done it, or he thinks he started it, but he didn't quite finish it, but he thinks he did. It's just, so I think I'm just going to have to be kind of a taskmaster for co-op stuff and be like, you have to get that done, right? We have a normal school day on Friday after we do co-op on Thursday. And then he needs to add on a little something. And then probably on Saturday morning before he goes and does anything, he has to get up and finish whatever schoolwork he has, or it's not that much. We just need to get it done because we're definitely running into him not having his schoolwork done. So anyway, so whatever days that he's not doing writing for me for that co-op class, I want him to be just filling those writing days with grammar, and then his writing and rhetoric, book 6. And then if it gets to a point, because I like I said, our writing course is going to heat up later in the year, he can take a break from writing and rhetoric. You know, if he is finding that he needs to work every single day to get his writing done, then we'll just pause it and pick it back up when co-op is over. So that's my plan for writing. So I just got an email kicked back to me from my homeschool association. So I hadn't planned out science. I knew I was having Everett take computer science through co-op. So I put that down as his science for the year, since we're required to do science and social studies every single year here in South Carolina. And they just kicked back to me and told me computer science is not science. I was like, okay. I was like, how is technology not science? But okay. But that's fine, because I just recently bought, I just bought him this. I've been talking about this book, the Burian series, Science in the Atomic Age. So we are adding this to the roster officially for the year. But I'm not going to start it until we're done with history. So we just plow through history. We just do it almost every single day. The plan is to do it every day until it's done. And then I'm just going to have him and William both. Hopefully that'll be done. Because I don't worry about academic year. I give myself a whole calendar year, to do stuff. But then he'll have him do his science the second half of the year. That's our plan for him. Those are my updates. I'm going to link everything I talked to you about today down below. So if you're looking for any of that stuff, or if you want to look at it closer, it'll be in the description box. Okay, for those of you that were interested about other things that he was taking at co-op, just if you're interested, he is taking art. And she's just having him, she wrote the course herself. She said, I asked his art teacher just last week, I was like, how do you know so much about art and stuff? And she said she was just one of those kids that always took every single art class she could, all through high school and everything. And then she majored in computer graphics or graphic art in college. But yeah, I'm happy with that. It seems to be a legit art class. So he's doing that. Everything's on paper. I haven't seen them do any sculpting or anything, but they've been going over different styles of art, different periods. Yeah, and he's really enjoying it, and she's very laid back. Like I said, he's behind on getting some of his stuff turned in, partly because he didn't know he was supposed to turn it in. So he's been showing me these really cool drawings and stuff that he's been doing, but he's just not been turning them in. And I guess I just learned he was supposed to turn them in. I was like, well, how is she supposed to grade them if you don't turn them in? Anyways, and then so he's taking art. Okay, he's taking writing with me. We covered that. He is taking geography. The book is called Exploring World Geography by My Father's World. So they're going through that. He's going through the workbook, and this teacher, and she does these presentations and stuff in class, and they have quizzes. So the homework is very light. She just assigns what workbook pages for him to do during the week. Very, very manageable. And then he's got computer science. Again, I think that's a custom course designed by the teacher. I know that she worked in IT and stuff for a long time, and she's super nice. I think that's actually his favorite class, is computer science. And they're using Canvas, which is an online portal for their classes. So he does a lot of his work through the portal, quizzes and stuff like that. But yeah, he's really enjoying computer science. But that's what I have him taking at co-op. Okay, well, that is my 8th graders curriculum update at about the 6-week mark into the school year. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.